Get into the feeling. Get into the feeling of already having it. You've heard this so many times. But today I'm going to talk about in reference to you being with your partner, your man. If you're single and you've been looking to magnetize and attract your man, you've been praying and praying to God to bring you your man, your partner, your husband, your boyfriend. This is for you. So, a lot of times, women, we want and know that we deserve certain things. And usually we find this out once we've had a few trial and errors. We've had past relationships where we get out of them. These past relationships are lessons. They allow us to see what worked and what didn't work. For instance, when past 3 relationships before, one partner I saw, okay, actually, I really choose to be appreciated. In this partnership, I was not appreciated. In another partnership, I said, okay, I require for my man to be inspired and open to my thoughts and my ideas. I really love being valued and listened to. And then another relationship, I remember being in it and I said, wow, I feel that I'm doing all the work and I choose for my man to be strong. I choose for him to have passion and courage, not this weak man that I'm constantly having to motivate to do anything. So, all these past relationships, and probably you as well, you've been in these relationships and you've been able to see clearly, well, I don't want that. And I'd like instead for it to be this way. So, you have this list going. And if you're still dating, or if you're one of those people that are just like, you know what, I'm done with dating, it's exhausting, it takes up so much of my time, I rather just be by myself. I hear you. And at the same time, what's incredible about dating is you get to assert yourself into what it is that you choose. What I did in my coaching program with the women that were participants, I had them paint a picture of the kind of man that they choose to have. Now, I specifically told them, do not look at physicality. Don't look at it. I don't want to hear anything about he has to be 6'5", he has to have dark hair, a beard, muscles, tattoos, like musician, like stop with the specifics. And I'm going to tell you that too. Stop with the specifics, okay? It's just getting in the way. You think you know what you want, but God knows what you need. God knows what will satiate your heart, will satiate your body, will satiate your life. And that's the man that he's choosing to bring into your life. But if you don't have an idea of what that will be, or if you create all these walls of he has to be this, this, and this, and this, and if he's not that, I'm going to say no to him. That's your fallacy. That's why you're not attracting your man. First, you're going to create a list of feelings, of what it is that you choose to feel with your man. Wow, I love how my man appreciates me. Wow, I love how sexy my man is. I love the way he kisses me. I love how I can tell him anything. I love that he's my best friend. I love that he listens to me. I love that he takes my advice. I love that he tells me no. I love that he helps me get out of my own way. I love that he knows exactly how to lift me up when I feel down. I love how he encourages me. I love how he honors who I am and stands in my greatness and motivates me to be higher and higher and a better version of myself. Do you notice how I didn't focus on any physicality, no physical traits? I love how safe I feel with my man. I love his touch. I love the way his skin feels on mine. I love doing nothing with my man. I love doing everything with my man. I love how adventurous he is. I love how he pushes me to my edge in the best way, and I keep growing, and I love who I'm becoming. Do you notice there are no specifics, and instead I'm focusing on the experience. I am focusing on the experience of my man. And that, my loves, is the way you manifest your man. That is how you paint your man to be. Now, there are specifics that I will say that I call in because that is what I choose, but I do not focus on them. It's more of a background thought. So I'll give you an example. Let's say you go out on a date with someone and connecting with them. be a text message, maybe you met them, maybe it was through a dating app, through a friend, something. You go out on a date. How do they act on that date? Find out about them. That first date, that second date, people will tell you exactly who they are. And if you position yourself to be in a space where you don't need to be in a relationship, you don't want to be in a relationship, you're just choosing to add to your life, then that is the best position you can be in. The problem with a lot of women when we're dating is that we're in need. It's like, oh, I want to be in a relationship. Oh, is this going to be my Prince Charming? Is this going to be the guy? So what happens with that is that it creates this illusion that when you meet this guy, he looks like Prince Charming, he sounds like Prince Charming. And so there are little red flags he'll give you from the beginning, but you kind of nudge it off as not important because you want the relationship so much. You want to be validified. You want to have that external validation of love. And so that's where you have to focus your energy on, is filling that void within yourself, so that when you go out on this date, there's no void to fill. You're literally just looking to overflow into someone. You're not looking for someone to fill you up. So if you meet that criteria and you're in that place of like, you know what, I do not need to date anyone, but I'd like to add someone in my life. I'd like to overflow. I'd like for us to overflow into each other. I'd like to date and be with someone who is satiated in all areas of his life, and he doesn't need that external validation of love, and you don't need that external validation of love. And then when you go on this date, you can really see if it's a fit. There was once this woman in my coaching program. She said she went out on a date, and he was his breathwork facilitator. He was a little bit older, seemed to have everything together. Then he started talking about drinking, and he ordered a drink on their first date, and it kind of threw her off. And since she's been in the coaching program, she knew that that was a no-no. She knew that was a non-negotiable for you. She did not want alcohol in her relationship. And what was incredible is that that man later on said that he usually doesn't drink alcohol, but on that date, he just really wanted to. And truly, I tell you this, I believe that God whispered into that man's ear for him to show his true nature, because his true nature was shown on that first date. And she knew right off the bat that it was not going to be a fit. Some of these men, they will hide these things from you to paint themselves to be something that they're not, because they themselves are looking for a relationship. They're in that need. They're looking to fill a void. They're looking for someone to love on them and make them feel worthwhile, or sexual pleasure too. They're looking for that too, that physical intimacy. And so when you are very conscious, mindful, intentional about your dating, you will start to notice that the non-negotiables that you have will bubble up in the person that you're dating immediately, because you've made it a non-negotiable. This is a connection and a prayer that you have with God. And you say, God, I choose to bring in a man that is XYZ. What I said earlier, experiences. You're focusing on the experiences, that safety, that love. And one of those things I have to tell you is focus on your man having a deep devotion to God. I love how much my man loves God. I love that my man is a godly man. I love how he loves his family. I love how he treats his mother. Because when you set up these non-negotiables of, I don't like my man to gamble, to drink, to smoke weed, to be lazy, to eat unhealthy, those are your non-negotiables, because those specifically are harmful. Those things that I mentioned is harmful to the body. So why would you choose a man that causes harm to himself in any way, that does not treat his body like a temple? Raise your standards, ladies. Some women think, oh, it's okay if my man drinks. Oh, it's okay if, he eats junk food and, he doesn't work out. He has a good heart. I love his heart. Let me tell you though, if he does not treat his body like a temple, how is he going to treat you? Now, mind you, alcohol is up in the air. That's up to you. Some men, they like to have a beer or two, and it's just ever so light. And there's some men that will actually drink to get drunk. You gauge it. That's between you and God. I will just say that I prefer a man that doesn't drink alcohol. Maybe a glass of wine, maybe a beer. That's okay for me. May not be okay with you, and that's okay, because it's your life and it's my life. So have a higher standard of the man that you choose to bring into your life. And when you go out on these dates, You're not in need of this man. And so you will be prone to actually listening and looking out for these red flags because they will show themselves within the first date and second date. I guarantee you, especially if you brought God in to the date even before you went out on that date. You prayed and you said, God, show me the truth about this man, because God will always do that. God will always protect you. God will make sure that whoever this man is, his substance abuse, his ill mind, whatever it is, he will bubble it up in the beginning so that you don't waste your time. And then the question becomes, why did I attract this man? Because he didn't come out of nowhere. You attracted this man. If you look at energy and you look at the inner work, shadow work, everything is a mirror. Everything that is inside you is shown to you from the outside. It's you reflecting you. Everything in your life is because there's something inside of you that is a vibrational match to it. And so if you are vibrationally matching with these men that are not to your standards, not what you choose and pray for, and the question becomes, what is it about me that I need to look at and give to God and pray to God and see in order to heal, so that I start attracting men of high caliber, high love, high faith, high wealth. And so it's a multi-step situation. And I feel not enough coaches are talking about this. They'll talk about the strategy of how to date. They'll talk about the do's and don'ts of first dates. And when you're talking, through text and whatnot, I say, nay, no, we're not focusing on that. We're focusing on the energy. We're focusing on the foundation. I'm going to put God first. Before I go out and date, I am going to put God first and give it to God and ask the number one source. God, bring me my man. You know what's in my heart. And from there, you go into that feeling of the experiences that we talked about. You focus on the love and the experience and the nourishment that this man brings you as though it already happened, because that is your compass. Your heart will lead you there. Now, if energetically there's something out of alignment, maybe you lack value in yourself. Maybe you yourself are not taking care of yourself. That's something that now you get to situate. But guess what? It is worth doing. When you have something to do, you focus on the most important 20% and you do it, and that 80% will follow. So that 20%, it may be you starting to really focus on your vessel and taking care of you, giving yourself the best. Maybe it's about valuing yourself more and saying no more. No is a complete sentence. Maybe it's you stopping the people pleasing and maybe honoring yourself and asking God first, hey, is this right for me before I say yes? Speaking to yourself, your body, your nervous system, hey, do I feel safe saying yes? Does this feel good and nourishing? And if it doesn't, then don't do it. Your connection with you is your connection with God. And so many of you women are completely bypassing what feels nourishing and safe in your body. And you're just going into the people pleasing of, I just want to be loved. Or even worse, you meet someone and there's this intense draw, and it's intense and it's like, whoa, this is big love. No, it is trauma attachment. It is trauma bonding. This person is not good for you, and you see it. You see it in the way they speak to you. You see it in the way they treat themselves and the people around them. And yet there's something that is so sexy about them. You're so drawn to them. Why is that? It's trauma bonding. And I can get into that in another video, just to let you know, a sneak peek, that when you meet your person, it's not going to feel like fireworks. It's not going to feel like anything you've experienced before, that love at first sight. It's not going to feel like that. It's going to feel calm and subtle. It's going to feel like you're just talking to yourself, no big deal. And that kind of stability and softness, that is sustainable. That is you just going on into yourself, instead of this big love coming in and all of a sudden it becomes dramatic and, oh, heart-wrenching. That is not it, ladies. But that's what movies have painted it to be, this grand moment or this spark of like, ooh, wow, who's that person? Wow, they made me feel things. Mm-mm. Nope. You make yourself feel things. You are the ones that nourishes yourself first, satiates yourself first, so that when you meet your person, it's going to feel like an everyday thing because you already do that for yourself. This person isn't filling something for you. Do you notice the difference? So I'll get into this more in the future. Be sure to like and follow for more.